Welcome to It Ain't Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin. It'd be quite an understatement to say it's been a cold winter, but in the world of academia, science, technology, engineering, and math continue to be a hot topic as we move into 2014, with the president reinforcing his commitment to STEM education in his State of the Union address.
Tag along as some young STEM enthusiasts get a chance to take a tour of these Time Warner Cable studios in New York City, all with science in mind. And we have ignition. No, not that kind. This time it's horsepower, as these students discover the engineering found in a car engine. Well, to some it might look like child's play, but there's some serious programming going on here, and it's all part of this school's curriculum. And these would-be architects have designs on the future look of our cities. All part of Time Warner Cable's Connect a Million Minds campaign to get you educated and interested in science, technology, engineering, and math.
Before we get to all that, let's check out what the president had to say about the state of STEM in his address earlier this year.
Teachers and principals in schools from Tennessee to Washington, D.C. are making big strides in preparing students with the skills for the new economy. Problem solving, critical thinking, science, technology, engineering, math. Now, some of this change is hard. It requires everything from more challenging curriculums and more demanding parents to better support for teachers and new ways to measure how well our kids think.
As part of his push for STEM education and encouraging students to attend college, the Obama administration held an event in D.C. to encourage students to pursue higher education while using a little high tech to draw them into the application process.
Students are trying to find ways. Technology is a regular part of their life. And so they're trying to find tools that are where they are, when they need them, so they can use them to improve their outcomes and improve their lives.
They called it Data Palooza, and the goal was to put students in touch with innovators from the private, nonprofit, and academic sectors who have built products, services, and apps that empower students with information and promote post-secondary information.
The importance of being here is to know about college, know what things I need for college. As far as the financial side, a lot of students don't know that.
A lot of what we learn in school is just a lot of rote work as opposed to this experience of actually creating something. And computer science is this fabulous thing where you can create something at a very young age. And so we started this company to help other students like ourselves.
You have to have entrepreneurs, you have to have creative developers like the folks in this room come together and say, we will use that data and make tools that are easy to use, simple to use, help engage and involve families that may not have gone through the process before, help students have the information they need to make a really solid decision.
The hope for these students is that some of their ideas will help make college more affordable and accessible.
One college program that's working towards making the sciences more accessible to young women recently received big bucks to keep girls involved. Our Clodagh McGowan has the story.
In this laboratory at LaGuardia Community College, female students are hard at work studying addiction through research experiments using fruit flies.
It's very rare that a community college does research like this at this level, much less for students to be involved in this kind of research.
Dr. Preethi Radhakrishnan hopes this kind of research will become more common at LaGuardia, especially among female students. The assistant professor of biology recently received a $30,000 grant from the Elsevier Foundation.
It's a grant for women to encourage women in science, and it's going back to helping women get into STEM careers.
The grant will provide research internships, scholarships, and childcare assistance to women who show potential in science, technology, engineering, and math majors. Corona resident Wiley Lang says getting women involved in science early in their college careers is the key to success.
Especially for women, there's so much more going on in our lives, and in science you need that extra push to succeed in it.
Radhakrishnan says 58% of the college's student body is female, but in 2012, less than 5% graduated with a STEM degree. She's hoping this program will make women more aware of the careers available after college.
You can work for the Department of Energy, you can work for the USDA. They're all government jobs, and many of our students don't even know that these jobs exist.
The grant will also pay for spring During workshop here at LaGuardia Community College, the school plans to bring in a panel of prominent women currently working in STEM fields. The workshop will be open to all CUNY students as well as local high school students.
Panelists are going to be women who they can then hopefully try and emulate to realize that, sky's the limit.
And with all of these women working together, the future is looking bright for the STEM fields. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Clodagh McGowan.
Time Warner Cable continued its push to get kids interested and educated about science, technology, engineering, and math at its Time Warner Cable Studios Super Bowl setup in New York City by providing a group of young boys and girls a tour with a scientific twist. Our Tara Wagner checked it out.
Sure, kids use technology, but do they really understand how the machine in their hand is related to the subjects of science, technology, engineering, and math? That's exactly what these students got to do at Connect a Million Minds Day at Time Warner Cable Studios in New York City. Roughly 300 children from local boys and girls clubs toured the space and learned how STEM subjects play a starring role in all our lives. Take, for instance, this activity at the ESPN exhibit.
We're trying to talk today about how padding and helmets and extra kinds of protection can protect an athlete. So our experiment is explaining how using protection, different kinds of protection, can protect an egg when you drop it on the ground so it doesn't break.
Meanwhile, virtual reality allowed students to scale the massive wall from Game of Thrones and gain a unique view into cutting-edge technology.
The content that's coming to you is built in a 3D gaming engine. So it's lots of different things, all of which have at their core science, technology, math needed to make them happen.
All of the exhibits are entirely different, but there's one common theme, that science is virtually everywhere.
It's in cooking, it's in sports, it's in movies, it's in video games.
And soon it will be more present in boys and girls clubs. The company is donating $500,000 to start a program called DIY STEM, which will allow kids in these after-school programs to do more hands-on activities like building catapults or experimenting with sound. Oh, and here's a sound for you. That's the welcome received by Giants wide receiver Victor Cruz, who shared the stage with celebrity chef Anne Burell. The CAMM ambassadors spoke about how their respective worlds of sports and food are rooted in math and science.
I didn't really understand how they had an effect on my life. So I'm here to kind of say, wait a minute, this stuff is important and you really will use this stuff, and here's how.
When the teachers teach it, they think it's boring, but when you compare, it's actually fun.
For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Tara Lynn Wagner.
To find hands-on math and science learning opportunities in your community, visit connectamillionminds.com.
The Northeast, like a good portion of the country, has been hit hard by snowstorms this winter, keeping many people in because of the cold. But some students in upstate New York who were daring enough to brave the elements got the chance to learn about what makes it hot, cold, rain, or snow from a local weatherman.
Time Warner Cable News meteorologist Dan Russell was on hand to help students conduct interactive experiments in the No Business Like Snow Business event at the Buffalo Museum of Science. The goal of the event was to educate students about the ins and outs and highs and lows of local weather.
Throughout the museum and all of our new science studios, we have weather-focused activities facilitated by our education staff to engage our guests to learn a little bit more about weather and how it applies to different areas of science.
We have to stop here for a quick break. Coming up, though,
students get a chance to lift the hood on a side of science they rarely see. And how will future navigation get us from one place to another? Some high schoolers have their own designs for living as part of an urban engineering competition. To find out more about Time Warner Cable's Connect a Million Minds initiative and to find hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, visit connectamillionminds.com during the break.